edit this video some justice. We'll see when I'm done editing it. This drama Made for Each Other, when I first watched it, it didn't like, it was just another drama. I liked it because it's mature. I'm a mature lady now. Of course I'm not mature, but I'm an older lady now. Much older.
But she's an old lady. I mean, look at her. She's old.
So I'm starting to enjoy like watching content with like people who are portrayed as being the same age as myself. So when I first saw like the characters in this drama, I completely connected with them because they seem to be at the same like point in life and same age as I am. So so the drama revolves around two people, really, a lady from Unit 546 and a guy from Unit 547. I'm not going to give them pseudonyms because Unit 546 and Unit 547 should be easy to remember. So the lady from Unit 546 was seeing a psychiatrist because she had gone through a really traumatic time. She was dating someone and later on found out that he was a married man and he was like physical abusive towards her, and he blackmailed her with one of her videos, and she lost her job. So she moved into Unit 546 trying to get away from it all. Her mother didn't even know she was living in a different, didn't even know where she was living. So she completely like cut off everyone from your life. And then the guy from Unit 547 was a detective or a cop, you can say, who was on suspension because of his anger management issues. So he was also seeing a psychiatrist on his anger management journey. He used to just get really upset, and he got suspended after he beat up a suspect. And then so now they were both like, at the beginning I honestly thought these two were off their rails, but it turned out that they're just two regular people who are not really mentally ill but just going through a rough patch in their lives. So I feel like these two characters in this drama tend to destigmatize mental how would I say, not destigmatize, okay, destigmatize mental illness and also open the conversation around mental wellness. Because if anything, these two people were really lonely. Like the girl had cut off everyone, Unit 546 had cut off everyone from your life because she was trying to start afresh. And then the guy from Unit 547, he had his dad and his mom. His mom, it seemed as if she was empathizing with him, but in her own very weird way, because I remember she mentioned seeing a fortune teller, and the fortune teller telling her about like the guy's name, and like if they were not going to change his name, he was supposed to live somewhere close to water, and he was going to meet a woman, like he had the fire inside him, and he was going to meet a woman who was going to quench the fire, something like that. And he didn't seem to like resonate with this kind of energy. And this dad was a big bully. Trust me, he was a big bully. You just like made jokes that made his son feel misunderstood. And then there was the girl from the convenience store. We used to work like really long hours. She was working, this girl, she was working, she had part-time jobs all over the town. She had the part-time job at the convenience store, part-time job at the makeup store, part-time job at the bar, and she mentioned another place where she had a part-time job, and she was also studying to be a civil servant, to work in the police, to be specific. And then the one night, this girl from the convenience store was walking home when she got flashed by someone, which is another social ill. Please, people, don't go around flashing people. Completely unacceptable. And then there was the Women's Association, who were like the watchdogs for the flats, the apartments where Unit 546 and Unit 547 were living. And then there's the dog, the little kitty dog that Unit 546 found by the dumpster where they stayed, and she took the dog in and washed it, and then like decided that was going to be a watchdog, which made her less lonely because I mean she could talk to this dog and take care of it. And then there was Samantha, the guy who used to cross-dress. The first time that the ladies from the Women's Association, so after the girl from the convenience store got flashed, a neighborhood watch was organized to try and look out for this pervert and make sure that people walking at night are safe. So the neighborhood watch was the 3 women from the Women's Association, who I think to me is the gossip. To me, they come across as the gossip team, gossip committee for the area. And then the guy, the detective cop on suspension, was like part of this neighborhood watch. So the first night that they met Samantha was just walking, minding their own business, and then they assumed, so the neighborhood watch ladies, neighborhood committee assumed Samantha was a pervert based on the fact that they were wearing women's clothing, and then like wanted to call the police on Samantha and stuff like that, until the girl from the convenience store came and said no, like the person who flashed it was much shorter than Samantha, looked nothing like Samantha. So and the cop also like explained to the ladies that you cannot assume that Samantha is a pervert based on the way they're dressing and stuff like that. So Samantha was let go, and later on the ladies from the housing committee, from the neighborhood committee, had to apologize to Samantha because the actual pervert was caught by this cop, was on suspension. And then there is Unit 506, the lady from Unit 506 mother, who just was an angry person. She was angry because the first time appearing in this drama, she walked up to Unit 506 door and kicked the door and was knocking Ashley. And when she went inside the apartment, she was shouting at Unit 506, her daughter. Instead of like empathizing with her for the thing that she was going through, she accused her for like bringing this onto herself, and just like was berating her, asking if she cannot live without a man, because when Unit 506 mom walked up to the door, Unit 507 was walking out of the flat, and this mother just assumed there was something going on between the two of them. Oh, and another thing that I found really relatable, and I'm going to try it myself one of the days. So of course currently I'm living with someone and I feel safe, but if I ever get to live alone, something that the lady from Unit 506 did, she like got like the guy from Unit 507's underwear and shoes and like displayed them around her house to make it look like she was living with the guy. So sad, but I mean, it's a good idea. Just make it look like there's a man around the house, just to keep crazy people at bay. But yeah, I live with a guy. I live with a guy. You muscle them out of here if I want to cause problems. So yeah, so now and then okay, so I've mentioned lady from the convenience store, Samantha, the 3 ladies from the neighborhood committee, the guy from Unit 507, the lady from Unit 506, the flasher, and then the guy from Unit 507, as I said, was a cop or a detective, currently on suspension because of anger management issues. But he was like, when he got suspended, there was a big case that he was working on, and now he got kicked off this case, and he was now trying to like do what the best he could while he was on suspension, because he felt so powerless, and his colleague got injured while they were at the time when he ended up beating someone to a pulp and getting suspended for it. So there was like just so much going on. And at one time, which I felt like this thing that I'm going to say next, I felt like it made it destigmatized cross-dressers, humanized people who cross-dress, because people tend to like, there's nothing okay, so people tend to look differently. People are unique or different from us, people who don't meet the social norms. So I feel like this part that I'm going to mention was just there to show that Samantha is just one of us. So when this cop got suspended, Unit 507, he was working on a case about a guy who was selling illegal Mudeniensas. who was selling like illegal substances, right? So one day the Unit 547 was chatting on the internet about pretending to be a woman, trying to lure someone he thought was the guy what he had been looking for, was selling illegal things. So once he managed to get an appointment with this guy, he went to Samantha and asked Samantha if Samantha could please lend Unit 5, the guy from it was like some female clothing and do like his makeup and like get him a wig and stuff. So he actually dressed as a woman and then went to meet the guy he had met on the internet that he thought was the criminal, but actually turned out to be another detective who was also doing his work. So the guy from Unit 5 goes to meet this guy, and then of course it goes badly because it wasn't the guy who was selling it wasn't the criminal he was trying to lure. So he got like insulted by his colleagues from the head office for like dressing like a woman, and they started like making these I would say inappropriate remarks towards like his legs and stuff like that. And then actually to add insult to an injury, on his way home dressed as a woman, the girl from Unit 546, who was completely paranoid about like people following her and people watching her, also like screamed that he was a pervert and got the attention of the entire the neighborhood watch ladies, who also came and also assumed he was a pervert. And then he was taken to the police station, where he was later on cleared, and thank God he finally managed to catch the actual pervert, which really helped clear his name, which really helped his clear, and it got him into the neighborhood commit ladies good books. And what else? Oh, and actually one evening he actually met the guy from Unit 547 met Samantha, and they were walking Samantha, and Samantha suggested that, and then in the distance they saw from the lady from Unit 546 who was starting to develop like some chemistry with the guy from Unit 547, and Samantha suggested to the guy from Unit 547 that if he really wants to get together with the lady from Unit 546, Samantha can help. So Samantha hooked their hand in the guy's arm, and they were walking arm in arm, and got Unit 546 really jealousy. And so yeah, like so I feel like this guy working with Samantha, as I said, kind of like communicated the point that there's nothing wrong with being different. It should all be male or female, straight or not straight. We should all warm up to people who we consider to be different from us. Yeah, so currently at the part where like Unit 546 your reputation dragged into the mud once again, when someone made a post about having a relationship with a married man, which she didn't know, by the way. When it happened, she didn't know if the guy was married. And now the neighborhood committee women found out about this post and found out it was the lady from Unit 546 approached her and like I said to please move out, and said all these awful things about her. And then Unit 547 told them that they were wrong, and now they dug on the internet and realized, with the help of Samantha, they dug on the internet and realized that actually it was the person who made comments and who posted the post was the same person. So, and also the lady from the convenience store corroborated Unit 546 story that she really had nothing to do, because the lady from the convenience store eavesdropped on a conversation between Unit 546 and ex-married man boyfriend's mother, where this mother confirmed that Unit 546 didn't know that his son was married at the time that they were dating. So the end of the last episode I watched was the neighborhood committee made up of 3 ladies approaching Unit 546 ex-boyfriend's mother and trying to confront her for trying to ruin Unit 546 reputation. Guy, this seemed really easy before I started working on it, but now that I've talked so much, probably for over an hour, I realized how complex it is actually. I hope I did this video some justice. We'll see when I'm done editing it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please watch my other videos. Don't forget to hit the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.